more, since it's almost over now, almost over now. You had plenty of time, there was no rush, but it was your dream to be like us. You are in dreamland, so you don't care. And as you wait, we're standing there. No, can't be me, I'm a rock star. I'm rhyming on the top of a cop car. I'm a rebel, I'm a rebel, I'm a rebel.
It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here we go. Can. Start.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. He stopped at the 35, but number 40 picks up 7 yards. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe him.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Eric Armstead.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. You look at this Jaguar defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good.
That was first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. I'm not sure that you can say that the rain caused that interception, but look, it's clear that throwing the football is going to be tough in these conditions.
No doubt about it, and different quarterbacks handle it different ways. Some guys think the rain isn't a big deal, but wind affects them a little bit more. But you have to wonder, will these conditions hold scoring down? Are we going to have like a 9-6 type of a game? And then the pressure goes on the punters who are the ball for field goal attention. Can they handle the snap and get the ball down so they can kick it?
On the tackle there was DJ Turner. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. Right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And the Jaguars.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Jaguars.
Red on red. Hey.
Now Lawrence. Screenplay, here's ETN. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they're so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Travis just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They started the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call BCR players. Guys responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Hey, run. Done. They said it's hot. Here we go.
Now Lawrence to throw. Throw right side, he's going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms around the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
And the Jaguars are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that have been won against them.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of the full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey.
Here's Lawrence. They'll drop this one off with ETN. And the stop will come inside the 5 of the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Easy, route.
Lawrence. Toward the end zone, but that's going to be
That's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it in completely.
And his kick here is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Shot!
An inside give, Brown. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
On one,
3rd
ready?
and 2.
Here we go. Big stop.
Burrow on play action. That will be incomplete.
Not much happening offensively here early on. That's 2 drives and 0 first down. This defense, they've come to play, and they're the better of the 2 units here so far.
So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. ETN. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Offense will throw. That's complete to the rookie from Colorado. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That's good.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first and 10, it's ETN. Still going. Travis Etienne. Touchdown. Travis Etienne with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
Bengals nothing.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he backs it away. It falls down incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Second and 10.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. That's taken in by Higgins. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove when we can be more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but really get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you don't have any confidence issues. Now you got to get it back even with just 1 throw.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We'll have to find out. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
At the 39-yard line.
1-1, ready? Here we go, here we go.
10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180. Don.
They'll give this up the middle of the ground. He sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The Bengals had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged.
Here we go.
They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
11-3 on the screen. He couldn't wait 4 minutes there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with a little gain.
Bengals on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Solid American. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us there.
Well, I was thinking maybe one sleepless night. I'm trying to come up with something.
Fights forward from this 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time. It's going to lead to 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Hey, let's go. Done. They started hot.
Now Lawrence. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Lawrence's pass.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, can they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on the short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way.
Here we go.
Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
This will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup with 9 yards on first down.
You know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down at a yard.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And knocks the ball away and throws it complete.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 1, ready?
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Gun. Dot.
Trying for it with P-Ron. He's going to find the first down. Yardage to the 35.
Gain of 9 yards.
That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
First down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. Here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. This offense finding its legs now.
Here we
Here's
go.
another 1st and 10.
180. 180.
They go play action with Burrow. And that is caught on the right sideline. Burrow says the line drive. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Greg Newsome on the
This could be the start of a nice when you have them staring at a 3rd and long.
Here we go.
And that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Defensively, they have that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He'll look underneath and finds Brown. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 1, ready?
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Here we go, here we go. 180, time.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead they'll head off up the middle. And he's hitting up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
That one wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They get a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive,
Big 13, big 13.
Now it's Burrow. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here we go. 180, time.
Burrow will throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
So, Charles, they get to them with their 1st turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, they're out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. An interception's the result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that could be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I'd give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Lion, Lion. This is hot.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught by Myers. That was loose down the left sideline. Touchdown. Jacoby Myers, his 1st touchdown. season. And the Jaguars have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Cam Little on 4
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Makes the score Jaguars 17, Bengals 3. Cam Little, the kickoff for the Jaguars.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
To run it down, get your money up. I put money down on all of us, on my people now, on what I love. Ooh, baby, we run it down. Get it the minute the sun is up. There's no rest to us, shut it down. Whatever, get your money up. Believe it or not, put money down. I'm betting
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time able to get 3.
Here we go, here we go.
It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here we go. 180. Stop.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that one will come up short. Low throw.
Intended for Charlie Jones.
Quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field.
Third down.
They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
I'm one, ready?
The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Now he'll take this and run. A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that.
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
All right, let's go. Hey, Soko, hot. Still.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Just dropping a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. Incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, son.
In motion left goes Myers. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And finally, open man, that's complete. Now he's free at the 35. And finally taken down at the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 79 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only goes all the season because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
ETN up the middle. Effective running here. That's a Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Back to throw. Lawrence. This is caught. And the Jags are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves it all the way down to the 1.
7-yard gain.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. As the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
Hey, easy, Ralph, son, son. Here we go, son.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Lawrence, he throws there incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Here we go.
Second down and goal. Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Safe back at the 13-yard line. Stewart in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Interested to see what they dial up here. Third and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Hey, Ginger.
Back to throw. Lawrence to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Excellent defensive scan there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Jaguars 20.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a
The
half.
Bengals
They'll
take
be
over
real
first
excited
and
to
10
have those up on the board.
at their own 35-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Gun.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively or offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
At the 34-yard line.
Here we go.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Looking deep here for Chase. This is caught inside the 15. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Down the middle. There he goes. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals or have those types of thoughts. And they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
For the Jaguars.
And this will not be returnable.
The
It's out of the
Bengals
back
take
of the
over
end
first
zone
and
for a
10
touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
On the tackle.
4-yard run, so the offense can go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when the
intercepted here again. Picked up by Antonio Johnson. And the Jaguars are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on. And maybe they can pick up where the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. 140 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A wet track like this, I don't know if it helps anybody, but it probably helps the offensive player running the ball more than the defense.
And while they're doing that, there's also the matter of focus. Not letting the elements get in the way of still doing everything you're supposed to do. Although you do think to yourself, I've got to hold it a little bit tighter and be more careful with my footing.
Travis Hunter, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I'll tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
They will toss to Brown. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
A gain of a yard.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And this play comes to a halt at the 43, and obviously that's way short of the first down.
A gain of 5.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6.
First and 10.
And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after getting those 6 the last time on the field.
It's just a matter of ways and ways because you know the motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. It just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, easy, Ralph. Hey, son. Red.
And they'll go again with ETN. Able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Tackle made at the 47.
That's a big beauty right there. Look at how quick this blocker's fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Rip, 23. Son, they say hot. Here we go.
Straight ahead, ETN. They're going to snap this play out on the line. We have not seen that much today. This would be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Hey, tomato. Hot. Here goes a hot.
On 3rd down, here's ETN. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
He was taken down.
Here's Logan Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. They hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to pump the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shot of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He's in space past the 15. And he's going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good.
I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset. This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and you convert on 3rd down.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain
Just
of
make this
5.
one succinct. Nice job there, all 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Boy, no chance as he was batting and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He fields it cleanly. Call that one an even 60 yards. 6-0. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, you're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they put in a lot of backups to do it, and they tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to give them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Hey, go, go!
Second down, ETN once more. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 182 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's first and 10.
And the Jaguar first
Hey,
down.
Ginger, touch! Silver!
ETN once more.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them. But all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger. He's just rocking it. These guys, they got it going today.
Across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll shake out our third down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Taking it right down Broadway. They get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
21-yard line.
All right, let's go. Done. Next side.
Here's a give ETN.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
He's brought down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Lisa 24. Hey, tomato. Done. Here we go.
A handoff for ETN.
And he gets it inside the 10. Able to convert on third down. That sets up the first and goal.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided
First
affair.
and goal at the 9-yard line.
Rip 23. Hey, son, it's hot.
And they'll run with ETN.
And he will maneuver his way down about the 7. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up the second and goal.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
Hey, lion. Here we go.
Another toe for ETN.
And he's going to cross this one forward as they stop it right around the line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Hey, go. Hey, Soko, it's hot. Silver.
And they take a knee.